Hey, Mrparka here to review one from Breaking Glass Pictures, and this is Seeing Heaven. Anybody's familiar with Breaking Glass or Vicious Circle, a lot of their catalog is horror movies, cult titles, and a lot of homosexual and lesbian themed films. And sometimes they mix, and like the movie, I'm trying to think of one that they have done, but usually a lot have horror themes. This one is one of them as well. It was kind of advertised as like an art house horror movie, so I was kind of interested in seeing it. When I put it in, it really is more of has a lot of softcore gay elements, which really doesn't bother me. I don't mind softcore porn in movies, and a lot of people that are homophobic will not want to watch this at all. They'll be really turned away by it, of course, obviously. But so this is not for anybody that's homophobic at all or anything like that. And the movie, I don't think it's an amazing movie or anything like that, but it might interest some people. It's definitely, I guess, unique. Essentially, they have this hustler who is kind of seeing visions every time he has sex. He is end up on the search for his brother. He puts the visions on other people too, and it creates some weird sexual energy between them, and most people get rather disgusted and get angry with him. He's a really odd person, really kind of a self-destructive nature. He ends up getting in this porn industry, and the movie is really, it's disguised as like an art house horror movie, but then it's also disguised as like a softcore homosexual thing. But the real message here is safe sex, and it's basically just a big AIDS message movie that kind of goes against the not wearing a condom in a porn film and whatnot like that, and show the crooked underseatings of people, what they do in the porn industry is really what it seems like. And that's essentially what the film turns into. You kind of sucks you in with, this is probably a thriller. I thought it might be like a giallo type deal, but really it's what it is. It's an AIDS message. The ending is actually quite sad, quite leaves you on an open-ended ending like life, kind of on the edge right there. I don't think it's fairly long, almost 2 hours long for what really happens in here. As funny as it goes against the porn grain, it opens up. It is kind of like a porn in the same sense. There's no penetration or genitalia shots, but it doesn't portray, I don't think so, a lot of gay people in a positive light. I think it's kind of annoying. At points, it's just like there's like a club scene, like everybody's shirtless and dancing. And it's like, I don't even know if clubs are. I don't go to clubs, any clubs, period, whatsoever. So you dance clubs, any clubs, rap clubs, any dancing clubs, comedy clubs. I just don't go to clubs. I don't drink, and so I really don't know if people are just running around without their shirts on. And definitely, most people, I would be around, probably wouldn't look, in good shape to run around with their shirts on, that many people. But regardless, there's people like that, and also some of the actors are kind of, some are good, some are bad. I guess it's kind of hard to find actors that are willing to roll around, half naked with other people that look good enough to do it. But in the film, this one I have mixed feelings about. Like, really, like I said, it's like a couple things kind of, camouflages other things, but the message is clear right through, and that's really what I picked up from the movie. And it really leaves kind of a downbeat ending, an open-ended ending, and there is some sort of mysticism with the film as well, but it's kind of doesn't really explain a lot of the stuff, as I guess it shouldn't, considering it's an art house film. Not everything needs to be explained. But as the film comes to an end, you realize that some things, and that leaves a lot of open-ended questions about other things. But I like the, how they compare things to Dorian Gray, which is an excellent book, and things like that, Narcissus and whatnot. I think that's kind of a unique idea, and obviously I would agree with a lot of those assumptions and things like that. But as far as an entire film, I think it's a little drug on. I think the lead actor is not the most likable human being in the world. Obviously has mental problems, obviously, but really, just somebody that promiscuous cannot be that likable to me in the way they do it, in the dangerous places they do it. But that is Seeing Heaven. The DVD has tons of special features, deleted scenes, things like that. Like I said, if this kind of subject matter is going to bother you, steer clear. But if you're into like weird art house movies and you don't really care about any subject matter whatever bothering you, then check it out. I can't really say I was a huge fan of it. You could definitely tell there was some giallo inspiration in there as well. they say in the vein of David Lynch. I don't necessarily see that too much, but there's maybe some more things in here. But that is Seeing Heaven. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good one.
Griffin? Griffin?
We need to talk. Why don't you take off your shirt? Go on. John told me all about how special you are. It's not just about your spectacularly good looks, is it? Baxter told me about your gift. If you really want to get ahead in this business, perhaps you should consider a greater level of intimacy in your scenes. Something more tactile. That is, if you want to experience a real connection. Perhaps you should get rid of these.
John says I shouldn't do bareback.
John's an old woman with a limited shelf life.
I like him.
It's what people want to see. And we have to give them what they want. Besides, nothing comes without a price. And business is all about taking risks. It's all about the flesh, isn't it? It's all about the touch, the feeling. You see, Baxter doesn't really understand like we do. For all his ambitions, he's a strictly mechanical director. What is prostitution but the sale of magic? I'm sorry, John. Were your ears burning?
Hey! Hey!